Hey family. I love sitting and just soaking the sun and just relaxing. It's the best food. I came on here to share a little secret with you on how to consume less juices at the same time get nourished by them. So every time I have a juice challenge going on, people are worried about how much juice to consume throughout the day. That's the last thing you should worry about. Last thing you should worry about is like the quantity of food or juices that you're drinking. So, because once we go into that mindset of how much, that's the mindset of consumption. And I always talk about, leaving the consumption part of it, out and start connecting with our fruits and our juices and our food. Because I really, really think that food hurts us. Like, how some people say, like, I love food, but food does not love me back, which is true. It makes them sick, makes them ill, or whatever food does to us. We all know that all the food that we like does not like us back. And the reason why is, I believe the reason why is because we are consuming it. If you are consuming something, just expect to get the same energy back. You will get consumed also, okay? It's not something that, a little kid can figure that out. It's an energy exchange, So if you are given a energy of consuming the thing, you would just have to get back the same energy, which is like consuming you. My phone is getting too hot right now. But my point was like, okay, so how do you consume less and how do you learn how to connect? I have a video about how to connect with your fruits, but this video I mainly wanted to make it just about, how to sip on your juices, techniques to use to decrease your consumption, So this is what I do. For example, here is my glass. Right now I have infused water, so it's just some fruits in there, but it's water, and some blackberry, blueberry, and raspberry, and strawberry. It looks fancy. I like it. I won't be eating the fruits, but I will just be sipping on this water. I have a little bit of aloe vera in there. The reason why I'm showing you this is because of the glass I'm choosing, okay? If I chose like a big glass and I will be drinking it, it's just boring. So it's the presentation. So I always drink my juices with cocktail glasses. Even though I, store them in mason jars, I always put them in a cocktail glass. So when if you ever have been drinking or anything like that, when you go to a place and you order a cocktail, you don't just drink the whole thing like that. You take a sip and you put it down, right? And I feel like if you learn how to do that with your juices and you walk around with your cocktail glass and you just sip on it whenever you need to sip on it, that way you're not consuming. You will be connecting with your juice in a different way, where when we're not actually thirsty and we don't want to fill ourselves, it's just that desire, and the taste is right here. It's not down here, it's here. So if you just take a sip, that will satisfy you. But if you just drink it, like, you're not connected with it, you're not being mindful with it, so it won't even satisfy your desire that got you there in the first place. So that's why we just want more and more and more and more, because it will never, quench that thirst, or like, just whatever that you're missing, it's not going to fix it. So I believe in connecting with everything. I mean, literally everything. Everything is energy, and it needs to be connected. If something is, it's the energy thing. So if you just think about every food that you have ever been eating in your life have just been towards consumption. You just wanted to consume it, and you think that you have the right to just take this plant and eat it whenever you want. You have the right to just kill this animal and eat it whenever you want. And in doing all of that, you want to get nourished by it. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Like, with that mindset, how are we going to get nourished? It doesn't make sense. So since everything is connected, we need to connect with everything. Just like a plug, your TV won't work unless it's connected to the wall, right? To an outlet. It's an electricity, right? So it's the same thing with everything. We need to connect with everything. We need to stop the mentality of consuming and think we're getting nourished by that. We will be consumed as long as we have that mindset. So it's all about the presentation, and it's all about, preparing it. That's what you get nourished by. You get nourished by preparing it. You get nourished by getting to know the fruit. You get nourished by, the presentation of it. You get nourished by the whole, the whole thing. Make it into like a kind of like a ceremony where you are respecting this fruit, this glass of water. Water is alive, and it will respect you back. Makes sense, right? So I use these kind of glasses. I also have another glass, which is this little here. It's kind of like a shot glass, but it's like bigger than a shot glass. And I use this for, juices that are very potent, like, pineapple, when they're like so strong. I would just have like fill this up, or if it's like very sweet drink, I would just fill it up and I can just sip on this little thing all day long. But if I just fill a mason, like a bigger glass than this one, let's say that, I would end up drinking it too. But in that way, I have not connected with the fruit, with the juice. In order for it to nourish me, I did not respect it. So I don't expect any respect in return, if that makes sense. So it's all about connecting and all about sipping on your juices. Please stop consuming, stop drinking and being full. You're not supposed to be full. You will be full once once you learn how to play with your food, or whatever it may be. You can sit next to a flower and feel like, nourished by it. You can go to the bush and, like a sage bush or something like that. You don't need to pick it and burn it or anything like that. Sit next to it, and, if it asks you to pick, it would ask you to pick, But it's all about respect. It's all about connection. So let's not consume everything and then think it's gonna nourish us. Makes no sense. Anyway, I love you.